Hi, everybody. My name is Nandi Devan, and I am one of the science teachers here at CHS. And yeah, this is back to school night for the 2020-21 school year. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the biology course here that I teach along with one of our new teachers here. So just a little bit about me before we get into the class. I was born and raised just down the road here on the 8 in Yuma, Arizona. I have been married for only 1 month. My wife and I got married on August 8th this summer, and we do have two dogs. You can see them down here. We have Jackson and Tucker. So this was taken a couple years ago. So they are a little bit older and grayer now, but Jackson is our handsome boxer, and then we got little Tucker down here, but they do love each other. We both of us lived abroad for 2 years together. We lived in Guatemala a couple years ago. We came back. We were there for 2 years, and I'll get into that in a little bit in a couple slides. So, a couple of our hobbies. My hobbies, we both of us really enjoy traveling, particularly traveling abroad. It's a really big part of who we are and what we do. So, obviously we're not doing any traveling right now, but we dearly miss it, and it's a really big part, and that it's really influenced both of us greatly throughout our lives. I enjoy gardening. I have a big vegetable garden here at our house. I enjoy cooking a lot as well, and we just bought a house in November, so almost a year ago, and so I do like working around the house a lot and fixing up and working with power tools. My professional background. I got my Bachelor of Science from the University of Arizona in ecology and evolutionary biology. I worked for 2 years there in a lab studying fungal ecology. And after I graduated, I worked in 3 different locations around the United States doing wildlife conservation. So I worked in Cape Cod for a summer in Massachusetts. And then I moved to the Vegas area working with desert tortoises. And then I moved to San Diego, where I worked for the zoo for a summer, also doing some wildlife conservation work. I just finished my Master's of Education from the University of San Diego. And previously, before CHS, I worked at High Tech High in Point Loma. I worked at Museum School, which is a small charter school in Bankers Hill. And then I worked in Guatemala. So I was a teacher down there. You can see down here, this is the campus. So this is, beautiful, beautiful campus. You can see there's actually 3 volcanoes there in the background. One of them is covered up by an eruption, so no big deal there. But no, it's a huge influence on my work as a teacher. My 2 years down there, and I wouldn't take it back. So it was a wonderful experience, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about my experience down there. So about biology, our class, not just biology, but all of science is, it's really all about problem solving. And, we're going to do a lot of collaboration and, quite a few group work and group activities in this class. And it's really about making the content relevant. So, what can I do as a teacher to help the students really see the importance of what they're learning and how they can connect it to their own personal life? Because if that's lacking, I think it's really easy for students to completely disengage. Why is it important to learn what they're learning? What is it about this content that I can gain from it and connect to my own personal life? So there is a lecture component, and there's also a lab component. The lab component will be mainly through Gizmos, which we just got access to. So at least during distance learning, we'll be using Gizmos mainly as the lab component. And when we're back in the classroom, we'll be, doing labs, obviously. Digital textbook, we don't use really a textbook on a regular basis. There is one posted for each unit, but it's more of a resource for studying purposes. We don't use one in class at all. So, but those will be posted. And grades are composed of assignments in class, and then usually if they don't finish it, it will be homework. Labs, and then in the form of Gizmos for distance learning. And then we'll have exams roughly every 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on the unit itself. So that will vary. And since most of our students in biology are freshmen, it's another big piece is building that self-advocacy piece and having them build up that confidence to speak up and advocate for themselves and ask questions and communicate with not only me as the biology teacher, but all their teachers. Okay, so building those skills early as they progress through high school. I'm going to skip this. This is for my other class. So for communication, please just make sure you're checking PowerSchool regularly, both you and the students as well, for assignments, grades, anything on the calendar that might be coming up for any due dates. If you want to contact me as the parent, the best option is going to be email. My email is listed right here. PowerSchool works as well. For whatever reason, if you prefer that, that's fine. But email is better for me. For students, always use PowerSchool if they want to contact me for whatever reason. Okay. So let me go through the PowerSchool page and give you some quick things to look out for yourself. So for the students, this is going to be the Zoom links. They're all pretty much familiar with how to get there now. If they have any need for extra help, if they want any extra resources, if they want to meet with me for any reason, they can request a meeting here during support hour, which Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are set aside for those. And then you can do so they'll request a meeting here, and then they'll click this link to meet with me to talk about whatever they need to talk about for extra help. And then a calendar. So the calendar is a really good place for all students to use as a resource. All due dates for any assignment is automatically posted here. Okay, so if they can see that something is due tomorrow. This theory versus law was due last week, so this is a kind of your go-to resource for due dates, and it's a really good way to kind of keep track of what's due. And then if we go to a unit assignment or a unit page here, so we'll have unit assignments, right? So this is really nice, and then it has the due dates right below it, as well as the time. They can hand in their work right here. They're pretty familiar with how that works now. And then unit notes will also be posted here on each unit page as well. So if they need to go back and review anything that maybe they missed, they can go back and check those. And for all you parents, last thing is that if you want to request a meeting individually with me just to talk about your child and any support that I can give to you or your child, then you can request a meeting with me here. Okay, so you can schedule a personal meeting right here, and I'm happy to meet with you at any point. That'll bring you to a link where you can choose a specific time. But this is where you're going to go for that on the Welcome to Biology page. So that's all I have for you guys. Reach out if you have any questions. But other than that, I look forward to working with everybody this year and during distance learning and in the classroom. So thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.